Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to every NFL quarterback's regular season review. Ooh, these videos are always fun, and they're meant to be fun, so if you're gonna sit behind your screen and huff and puff like a big angry bad wolf, take it somewhere else. Couple of plugs as always, don't forget to use code WyattzWorld on G Fuel or Prize Picks, where you can save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products or match up to $100 of your first deposit. But that's all I got for plugs. Let's get into every quarterback's regular season review. All right, so here is the list we're working with today. At the top, we've got the quarterbacks who were aliens this year. Under that, we got the quarterbacks who were very good this year. In the middle, we've got the quarterbacks who were solid. And towards the bottom, we've got serviceable, which means you probably don't want to use them, but if you had to, then you would use them. And at the bottom, we've got flat out horrible. I do tend to add a few categories while we do these two, by the way, just letting you know. So anyway, beginning with Aaron Rodgers. He got hurt and just talked the whole season because that's literally what happened. He got hurt and then went on Pat McAfee and talked for the entire year. Now we've got Baker Mayfield. He's a solid ass quarterback, and I know people are gonna be scoffing at that like he should be in very good or something like that, but you gotta understand, I had this guy as my literal bottom quarterback heading into this season. So not only is that a monumental uplift, but at the same time, you gotta be honest with yourselves. You're gonna act like he was absolutely perfect just because he had a good touchdown to interception ratio. Like, he still had a lot of goofy ass moments, but he is, I think, a competent starter in the NFL. Will Levis, he's a solid ass quarterback, man. Throws a real nice football. I'm very excited to see how he develops. Jake Browning, definitely solid. I think he only had like one really bad performance out of what, 7 or 8 starts, I think? Bryce Young, not good, but he was also never given a chance. That's the only place I'm gonna put him because that's the only place he should be put. He had a lousy ass rookie year, but nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to do good in Carolina as the quarterback right now. Next up, we got Dak. Alien, I don't care what anybody says. He beats up on bad defenses. He doesn't make the damn schedule, dude. He played 17 weeks of elite football. Well, probably realistically 16. I think his real one bad game was against Buffalo. But 36 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 70 completion percentage, 4,500 passing yards. Like, he was one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Probably my MVP or close to it. Now moving on, we got Derek Carr, serviceable, and I don't know. I know he did good at the end of this year. You notice that every year with him, it's the same fucking story. You ever notice that? Every year, for a very large portion of the season, he will have the entire league convinced that he is the worst quarterback to have ever stepped foot on the planet. And then at some point, we'll have a nice little stretch, which happened to be at the end of the season this year. This guy is fucking buns. I shouldn't say that because he's not horrible, but you are not winning anything with Derek Carr, ever. Daniel Jones. Apologize, Giant fans, but when he did play this year, he was absolutely horrible. He was terrible. He had like 900 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 6 picks through like 6 weeks. If you look at 6 weeks that Tyrod played and 6 weeks that Tommy played, man, they all worked him under the fucking bus. Desmond Ridder, absolutely atrocious. He is one of the worst quarterbacks I have ever seen. Like, I don't think he possesses one good trait. I think literally everything he does is bad. He doesn't even look athletic out there. He looks like Woody from Toy Story trying to play football. Next up, we got DTR. He was absolutely dreadful, and people thought he was good because he did good in the preseason, which I fall victim to that with Kenny Pickett, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, this guy was absolute cans. Geno Smith, he's better than a lot of people actually admit. Like, realistically, I should put him in the solid, but people don't even want to give him that credit. People act like this guy's fucking terrible, and he's not. The last 2 years, he's really earned my respect. He's been in a tough division, and he has competed on a very high level. I get it. He's not the most mobile quarterback that some people are going to want, but he's not dumb with the football, and he throws a really good football. Geno hate must stop. Jared Goff, he was very good this year. This guy threw for 30 touchdowns and 4,500 yards while having a pair of running backs each score 10 rushing touchdowns and nearly hit 1,000 yards each. That's impressive, bro. All right, moving on, we got Justin Herbie, fully loaded. Very good. He did have a little rough patch towards the end of his year, you know, when he got hurt and whatnot, but he was lighting it up for like the first 10 weeks of the season. Don't take it away from him. Jalen Hurts, solid, but he's actually gonna go in the better than a lot of people will actually admit category because that team is so hated, that coach is so hated, that he is naturally hated. So right now, every single person just wants to say he's a piece of shit, when in reality, he can still make really, really nice passes. And he is a really strong runner. Whether he's had a lot of tush pushes or not, you cannot just take his mobility away from him. Down year, but he's good. Deshaun Watson, serviceable. He'll make a nice play every now and again, but majority of the time, he is really, really bad. Like his entire stint so far in Cleveland, his completion percentage, bad. His passer rating, bad. His decision making, bad. His production, bad. And his accountability for any of it, bad. Next up, we got Josh Allen, alien. He's a turnover machine, right? Well, the last 3 guys to win a Super Bowl have all been top 3 in interceptions in the year that they won it. This guy leads the entire NFL in total yards and total touchdowns. How are you not gonna fucking tell me he is one of the best in the league? Justin Fields, a very solid performance out of him this year. Like I said, if I was Chicago, I wouldn't trade him. I'd hold on to him. I think as a passer, he is developing, and as a runner, he's clearly one of the best in the league. I think overall as a quarterback, the notion of him being bad is completely out the door. Now we got Joe Burrow. I'm gonna say he was doing very good before he got hurt, because he was, even though he did the thing he does every year where the first 4 weeks he's fucking awful, and then he wakes up and just turns into the Terminator, and I don't know why it always takes him a little bit. Now we got Kirk Cousins, very good. He would have literally probably been the MVP had he not gotten injured. I'm not even kidding. Go look at how good he was doing before he was injured. It's disgusting. Like the Vikings would be in the playoffs and have 10 or 11 wins if he didn't get hurt. Like it's actually bizarre. Kenny Pickett, terrible. Sorry, it's just the truth. He's fucking awful. Kyler Murray, solid, and it was a slow comeback for him, but I mean, he tore his ACL and he was on the Arizona Cardinals, who weren't really set up to be a good team to begin with. However, I think he played pretty damn well and has helped develop an offense there. Now we got Lamar Jackson, alien. He was very good this year as well. Very clean slate. Can't find much bad to say about him as a human or as a player. Jordan Love, very good. Damn near alien. He was electric. He lit it up the last like 8 weeks, dude. Him being in the top 10 combo isn't a fantasy, it's a reality. Mac Jones, terrible. Gardner Minshew, I'm actually just going to give serviceable to. I do think, you know, he is a very good backup, but as a starter, he unfortunately is kind of limited. Next, we got a Patriots quarterback, and I don't know who he is, so I'm going to say terrible. And I know there'll be some offended Patriots fan being like, Wyatt, he's really good, you just don't know ball. Well, then why didn't he get a chance this year over the 2 other terrible quarterbacks there? Josh Dobbs, serviceable. Just like Gardner Minshew, man, he is going to have certain games where he wows you, and he is going to have certain games where you go, yeah, he's probably not meant to be a football player. And now we got Mahomes. Very good. He wasn't an alien this year, and that's the reality, but the reality is he wasn't bad either. His receivers just sucked. All right, now we got Sturdy Purdy. Look, whether you think he's alien or not, that's a different discussion, but I'm still gonna give him very good. He's reliable, he's consistent, he gets the ball down the field. He might not make the craziest throws you've ever seen, but typically they're safe and typically they're effective. Russell Wilson, he was betrayed. He was doing just fine, actually really well, and he was stabbed right in the back. Now we got Sam Howell. What the fuck? I don't think he's that bad, but I've also never seen a quarterback start the year so fine and end it so badly. Now we got Matt Stafford. He goes in solid. He had a very solid year. Nice stretch of games there at the end. He showed that he can still go, but this was also the most inaccurate year he's had since 2014. Again, it wasn't all perfect. CJ Stroud, alien. He was an alien this year. And bigger yet, they put the brightest lights they had on him this last week and he thrived in it. I think he is going to be a G. Ryan Tannehill, definition of serviceable, literally. Pretty sure this is Tim Boyle. Horrible. Not an NFL quarterback. What the fuck was he ever here for? Now we'll do Tommy DeVito. He's serviceable. He's shown you that certain games you can ride with him and certain games you're gonna die with him. Just all depends on the type of pasta he eats. Taylor Heineke, serviceable. Nobody's first option, but nobody's last. Trevor Lawrence, what the fuck? I hate this word. I cringe at this word. I never use this word, but it's the only way I can describe him. After all the hype, after all the hope that I put into him, he was so incredibly mid. Trevor Siemian. Oh, he's a turd. He always has been terrible. Tua. Better than a lot of people will actually ever admit. Actually, he deserves better than that. Very good. He is a very good quarterback. People just, they love to hate on him. But majority of the time, I think he's an excellent player and Miami would be silly to not extend him. Bailey Zapp, he sucks. Zach Wilson, he sucks. Aiden O'Connell. Not bad, but I just don't like him. And I can't explain it. Maybe it's the fact that he looks like he should be working behind the counter of a fucking gas station, but I don't like him. Jimmy Garoppolo, without Kyle Shanahan, was one of the worst quarterbacks in football. Literally, he was absolutely terrible this year. Jaron Hall, terrible. Nick Mullins, actually serviceable. He, as much as I don't like the guy, especially after seeing his interview, he legitimately cared so much about this team. He cared so much about the fans that I feel bad for critiquing him so much. Like, he's not the best quarterback, but he's a good dude. And he can throw the ball. Joe Flacco, he's the most dangerous man on earth. He's got nothing to lose. He is there to kill. Beathard did his job. I'll say serviceable. And ending, we got Jameis. Serviceable, I guess. You know, he can play. Probably shouldn't, but he can. And just so I don't leave him out, Mason Rudolph right now, I would also put in serviceable because I want to see more before I even think about calling him solid. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for my review of every quarterback's regular season. Like I said, I hope you guys can find some fun with this and not get too upset, but if you do, I guess I can't control it. Anyway, if you want to show support and you guys like this video, you already know what to do. I appreciate any and all help. However, with everything I said, I'm going to get this edited so you guys can watch it on time. So, have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday, and as always, I will see you in the next video.